Hey everybody. So at the warehouse today, I am working on making some silver castings, or maybe I'll do bronze. I haven't decided. Maybe bronze for the first one. Um, this I've been putting into the molding sand, and I made four of them. So we're going to try four different little pours and see how they come out. It's either going to work or it won't. I think what I need to do now is get my little knife and carve a little pouring thing to the top so I don't mess up my design that I put in there. So basically I'll try to pour the metal right into here, and then it will pour into the skull and hopefully fill up the whole little mold that I did. But that way we'll have a little less to grind if it's nice and small where it pours into. I'm going to try this one from the bottom. I don't know where the best spot to pour is on these. Again, this is my first time doing it. I have seen a little bit of people casting, but I've never attempted to do it myself. I think the biggest problem is going to be controlling the metal pour from the crucible. And as this cools, this sand will harden up pretty good. So there's that piece of hair. Got that out. I think they'll come out hopefully pretty decent. And then from this, I'll attempt other things. This is a little bit complicated because it goes from thick to thin. So I guess if I can pour this, I'll be able to pour anything. Right now the furnace is at 325, so it's going to take a minute. This is I perfected the bar pour. Definitely looks way better. So I did make a couple. I made a copper one that needs to be cleaned up, and some brass ones. But it'll be interesting if these come out pretty good. All right, we got four different ones to try. I think we're going to try bronze. We'll make bronze skull and crossbones today. So to make the bronze, what I'm going to do is I have this 60-gram pewter little, I guess, biscuit that I made, and this is a 400-gram copper bar. I'm going to melt the two together. It's basically 10 to 12% tin, and that's what pewter mostly is, to 90% copper. You can add nickel or some other, I guess, metals to the bronze, but I think that was the main reason I started collecting the pewter. I had an idea of making bronze, and tin costs so much. So we'll see if this works. It will definitely be interesting. So the reason I didn't connect all of them for one single pour is I'm not good at pouring yet. I know this. Chances are when I try to fill up this little hole with the molten metal, it's going to go everywhere. So I have my have my eyes protected, and I have my gloves. The temperature's at 986, so I don't think the copper will melt until it hits at least 1,000. Oh no, I guess the copper's gone, or almost gone. There's still a little bit of the bar still in there. So got probably 10 more minutes before the copper is all dissolved with the tin to make the bronze. But I'm gonna do 1, 2. I'm gonna try to put them in the top, and if I mess up on one, then I'm gonna go to the next one until I get the pouring down. But I think it might be easier if I lined 4 of them up and then just poured in one spot. We'll see how it goes. Kind of interested. Never know. Might work out. Okay. It is over 1,000 degrees now. It definitely looks liquid inside. I'm going to try to see if we can pour without making a huge mess. Definitely hot. I wish I had something to stabilize it. All right, I'm trying to go slow so I don't mess it up. Seems like I'm going too slow. And see, the one thing it's definitely too globby. Oh well, first attempt. Bad. Let's pull this out, and I'm gonna, oops, not liquid, or it's not solid yet. I'm gonna try as soon as this hardens up a little bit. It should be good now. We'll put it right over to the water. I should have let it just sit just a little bit, but messed up all my other molds. Well, the head itself actually maybe came out okay. So, first piece of bronze. Now, I can take that and cut it with the saw so it comes out. Actually didn't come out terrible, but it definitely didn't do what I wanted it to do. Made a mess over here. Came out very goopy. So still have 2 good molds, but I don't know how to get it to come out as one more fluid. The skull does look pretty good though. The bronze, should have let it sit just a hair longer in the mold, but should be able to cut that out pretty easy. I don't know, it's definitely an experiment. Let's see, we still have just a little bit of bronze there. I'll put that other piece I have back in and try pouring again. So after attempt number 1, did get the skull, but I didn't get the cross members. I did ruin the crossbones on this, but the skull, I can pour a nice little cast in there. I think where I'm going to go though is probably either this one or that one, and I'm going to let the temperature get way higher on the crucible, so that way it pours out more liquid, and hopefully it will fill up the, I don't know, fill up the whole mold. I don't think it did come out kind of I don't know, clumpy. Maybe if I use less material too. So that's probably, I don't know, half the bar that I put in there. So maybe on the third one we'll actually have enough, like very little material left, and it might just fill up that. I'll do this third, I'll do that one next, and see what happens. Hopefully it works out. All right, it says I'm at 1,050 degrees. It's looking like it's bubbling nice in there, so definitely looks more fluid than the last one. Very, like, almost like mirror down at the bottom of the crucible. We'll see if this one works a little bit better. I don't know. I'm not going to try to do a ton. Nope. Let's see if I have just a little bit of liquid left. That should come out as a nice little skull, the second one. Not the end of the world, but I don't know. I'm gonna try one more time and see if I can get it a little flatter. Put this in the water. I'm gonna let it solidify this time. Last time it put it in a little bit too soon. The design looked like it came out pretty good. Grab this one. All right. So let's see what we got. Bow, bow. This one's good. Was a little hot. They cool down really fast though after they go in the water. Definitely. That's the closest, but that was with the least amount of material. So, got 1, 2. And he just would have been nice if that. Oh, look, it filled up the other one. They're almost. I think what happened though is my mold definitely did not get destroyed. I wonder if I could pour it again on the same mold. I don't know. Definitely might be a possibility. All right, I think what I'm going to do is put this one back in. I kind of like the abstractness of this one. Well, I'll melt this down and try to do one more time. I'm going to try pouring on these burnt molds. I don't even know if it will work. Okay. So what I found is where I poured definitely turned to like an ash. I only have this skull left to try to pour, and let's see if it goes okay. The detail came out in this little half one compared to these. This is kind of like a blob, and so is that. The detail isn't that fine. The one thing I do like about this sand though is it did come out very smooth, the casting. It doesn't feel rough at all. So it'll be interesting how the last one pours. My plan is just to put enough in to fill up this section right here. What I think I might try is I have this washer I'll heat it up, but I'm going to put it right above that skull and see if I can get it to sit on the washer with the bronze. I kind of want it, what I'm envisioning is see how they did this glass, and the glass sits, it bubbled out, and now it kind of is fused to these washers. I kind of want to do that with the bronze. So if I can get that to work, I think it might look pretty cool. So with just that little skull going through. So I'm going to heat up the washer, and I probably have 15 minutes before I'm back to temperature. So I heated up the washer. It'll be interesting if this works. We're at temperature. Got a nice piece of molten metal down there. I don't know if it'll stick. I've never tried this before. So I'm gonna just try just a little bit of. Now, since we have temperature, try to break that off from that. I guess I'll cut that with the grinder. Hopefully it works though. I think it has a chance of looking pretty cool. Well, I'm gonna pull it out. I think it's. Let me try flipping it over. Did kind of what I wanted it to do. With the bronze circle here, that's what I was looking for. So, kind of the same idea. And now I can weld this bronze skull to a sculpture or something. With a grinder, I can take the other side. Let's see how hot it is, and it's not bad. I can grind this down, and that button will sit on there. I'm going to do that real fast and show you guys what it looks like. So I'm going to try to grind off just that one edge. Hopefully it just cuts through. See how nice the copper turned a nice bronzy color. Should be enough to just push it out now. See how that came right off? And there's a little high spot right there, so I'll flatten that off. So it'll sit flat. Actually looks pretty cool. Kind of happy about that one. I don't know, that's one of the reasons I have all these weird pieces to get ideas from. And I think that kind of worked out the way I thought it would. So, in the quest to make that, it was my first 4 experiments. I really liked the way this came out. And what my one thought is, because I've been saving all these different washers and everything. I have like I have tons of them, but I could see just, I don't know, a cool wall sculpture with lots of different, it could be anything. You put horse heads, anything you can basically make that cast and weld it all together. It would look pretty cool. But very happy with how the bronze head came out. I don't know how deep the chard goes in. I guess it's not that far. So have to cut out all the charred parts, and the sand underneath is still good. So probably out of this little tray I'll get maybe 20 or 30 castings done easy. And this is about 2 pounds of molding sand, so, or casting sand. But did come out better than I thought, and I still don't know how to keep it so it would just fill up that one little sand mold. I'm thinking maybe if I used lesser amounts of metal, maybe even if I used silver and had this smaller pour, it might do a little easier, or if I try it with a little bit of pewter. But I don't know. Definitely paid to have some inspiration, have the inspiration shelf with all the different pieces. All right. Thank you very much for watching. If you guys haven't yet, please subscribe, and we'll catch everybody next video. Thank you. Peace.